Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA video, we're going to be talking about the 10 things you need to do first in the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, for GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. So obviously, we've got 3 games to unpack here. You might be overwhelmed with what you need to do first. Well, here's a pretty quick guide on some of the things that I am going to tackle. At the number 1 spot today, that is take a look at some iconic scenes and moments. So whether it's CJ saying, "Here we go again," or Big Smoke ordering at the fast food restaurant, or any of the iconic moments from Grand Theft Auto 3 or Vice City, just go check them out. See how they're going to look in 4K and 60 FPS with remastered graphics and higher resolution textures on the characters and the new models. I mean, from Lance Vance saying, "Say goodnight, Mr. Diaz," to all the other iconic quotes and scenes in the series. That's definitely going to be the first thing that I'm going to do, just to see these incredible either meme-worthy moments or moments that made us laugh, cry, or, get angry. That's the sort of thing I'm going to do when the game first loads up, just to see how they look and their new 4K graphics, textures, all that sort of good stuff, and just relive them again. For me, it's been a couple of years since I've even played these titles, so it'll be super fun to go back and see them do that. The number 2 spot today, go to some iconic places. So whether it's the Malibu Club in Vice City, whether it's CJ's house in San Andreas, whether it's any of the iconic spots that Claude can go to in Grand Theft Auto 3, just go check them out. And what's going to be great about this is you're going to be able to tackle a lot of them from the beginning of the game. Now, as we'll talk about a little bit later, it'll be interesting to see what other changes Rockstar have made in terms of exploring the world. But go to these iconic spots, see how they look, see if there's been any changes, and just go to these places that bring us back so many nostalgic memories. For me, the big one is definitely the Malibu Club from GTA Vice City. So that's the number 2 spot today. Go check out some of those iconic places. The number 3 spot today, try to get some of the new achievements. So that is something that Rockstar did a great job of with this. They completely reworked the trophy and achievement system here. So there's going to be a lot of new objectives, a lot of new tasks that'll give you rewards, and obviously trophies and achievements. So try and tackle some of those. Go for some of the ones that you know how to do right off the bat, and then maybe try out some of the new ones that weren't around back on the original versions of these games. That's definitely what I'm going to do, and I know achievement hunters and trophy hunters out there are definitely going to dive into this as well. And we've actually covered the extensive full list of all the achievements and trophies for these games. It was actually one of the first few leaks that came out for the definitive edition of these trilogy games. So that's definitely something I'm going to be doing for sure. Another thing I'm going to be doing for sure at the number 4 spot today, the cheats. So the cheat codes in GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas were so amazing for their time. Not only were they incredibly wacky and wild and added so much fun to games that were already so exciting, but it'll be interesting to see, number 1, if there were any new cheats added, but also number 2, are the cheats the same? Are they improved? How do they work now? Or did Rockstar remove the cheats altogether? I would find that hard-pressed that they would remove cheats from Grand Theft Auto. They're almost sort of synonymous with each other. Cheats and Grand Theft Auto, they go together. So if Rockstar removed them, I would be very, very surprised. But those cheat codes are obviously so much fun. I remember back in the day, this was obviously before like smartphones and before we had crazy computers. I had a little notebook of like all the GTA San Andreas and Vice City codes that I would use. So that way when I was playing the game, I would have my little notebook there. And if I wanted to do something fun, I would like, all right, here's the code and here's the controller combination I do. Back in the day, I mean, super nostalgic, that's for sure. So that's at the number 4 spot. The number 5 spot today, take a minute to dive into the settings of this game. As I mentioned, there's obviously going to be a lot of things different, like the GTA 5 controller layout. There's going to be improved gunplay and targeting controls and drive-by controls in GTA San Andreas. There's going to be new mini-maps, so you're going to have the ability to have advanced navigation and set waypoints. So dive into the settings because there's going to be a lot of new things that you weren't able to do back in the day. Not only upgrading the graphics and getting them the way you want, but also how the controls feel and how you interact with stuff in the world. Take a minute to slow down, dive into the settings, get things exactly the way you want for your controller or mouse or keyboard settings. so that you can properly enjoy these games. That's definitely one thing I would do right from the get-go, is dive into those settings. At the number 6 spot today, check out the music and the radio stations. So not only did Rockstar update the radio selection wheels, but I think there's a good chance the music is going to be altered as well. This isn't something they've talked about, but the music in Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas is simply iconic. The soundtracks of these games really added to their value and to their greatness, so it'll be interesting to see if songs have been added, or more likely if songs have been removed. Remember that a lot of the songs in these games had to be licensed, so unless those licenses were actually renewed, I actually don't see a way in which they can be added. So you might have some of your favorite songs removed from the game, and you might have some newer songs take their place. This isn't something that Rockstar has, again, talked about yet, but it will be interesting to see how that's handled. So check out the radio stations, cruise around, listen, see if there's any differences or additions that you think are interesting. That's at the number 6 spot. The number 7 spot today, go check out some Easter eggs from years past. So again, another thing that is synonymous with each other, Grand Theft Auto games and Easter eggs. Go to some of those favorite locations where you know those Easter eggs are hiding and see if they have either been updated, removed, or if there's been an addition to them as well. I know many fans are hoping that Rockstar puts some hints and clues as to what their plans might be for the future, particularly in the Grand Theft Auto series, and they might do so in the form of Easter eggs. So I know mystery hunters are going to be out and about looking for new clues, and they're also going to want to explore the Easter eggs that made them go wow way back in the day. So I know that's definitely something that I'm going to be checking out as well. That's at the number 7 spot. The number 8 spot today, just explore the world. Now, what will be interesting to see is if the games still limit you from the very get-go. So obviously in Vice City, the bridges are shut down because of the hurricanes, which prevent you from exploring the entirety of the world from the very beginning, but still, explore. Rockstar said that they have redone the roads and the vehicles. They have a completely rebuilt lighting system with enhanced shadows, reflections, improved water and weather effects, enhanced detail in trees and foliage, and even a new draw distance to provide a new level of depth and definition. So just exploring the world, whether it's the wilderness of San Andreas, or whether it's the coastlines of Vice City, or the sprawling suburban city of GTA 3, going around in these areas is something you're definitely going to want to do. Just checking out how great the world looks with our updated 2021 graphics and engine. But anyways, moving on, at the number 9 spot today, experiment. So do some of your favorite myth busting, like can Tommy Vercetti swim? What is it like when you enter a building now? Does it take longer or is it seamless? What happens when you try and save the game? Does it have the exact same process? Are certain weapons and vehicles still spawned in the same spot? Or did Rockstar make changes? That's the sort of stuff I want you guys to do. I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of differences from these original versions to the definitive editions that we're going to be getting in just a short couple of days. And last but not least, at the number 10 spot today, restart a mission. So I know that seems odd, but some of you guys are GTA experts, and because of that, you'll probably blow through these games without failing a mission once. Well, now you actually have the ability to restart a failed mission, like you can in GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. So just see how that works. Does it work like our modern games? Is it a little bit different? How did Rockstar end up making that change? That's definitely an experiment that I think would be interesting, and I don't have to worry about that because I'm such a noob. I'm probably going to fail the very first mission. So I'll get to check that out probably within like the first couple of minutes, but just throw that around, see what it's like when you end up restarting or having to restart a mission because you ended up failing. But anyways, that right there is the 10 things that I think you should do first when the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy, the definitive edition, arrives for GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. I'd love to hear from you guys, though, in those comments down below. What is the very first thing you're going to do, and which game are you going to play first as well? I didn't even think about that. My bet, I would say Vice City or San Andreas, probably going to be the one that gets the first play, but maybe for you, it's GTA 3, and you're just going to go in order. Let me know what you guys think, though, in those comments down below. I would absolutely love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Trilogy Definitive Edition videos that I'll be doing here on my channel once those games come out. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.